Hey y'all, welcome in or welcome back to the Monster Meadow. My name is Meadow, and today, guess who finally arrived? This year's Fang Club exclusive, Scarah Screams. I missed out on her on the first drop because, if you guys remember, they didn't actually post her on the website until right when she went on sale. And I had so much trouble trying to find her because I didn't know what was going on. I was expecting her to be on the list of products like drops usually are. But no, you had to go to the Monster High profile on the website to find her. So yeah, I missed out on her on the first drop. So I got her on the restock, which was, I want to say, 4 or 5 days later. And that one was a pre-order. She wasn't expected to ship until late August, but she just arrived, I believe yesterday, at the time of filming this. So yeah, she's finally here, and we're gonna unbox her. So let's take a closer look at her in her box before we set her free. Alright, here is Scarah in her box. Up top we have a Monster High Collector. At the bottom, Scarah Screams, Mattel. Here is the side of the box. Here is the back of the box. It's got a nice pattern on it. And then at the bottom, Scarah Screams. The moon shines bright on this misty Imbolc night as I float through the woods like a will-o'-the-wisp, my shroud as sheer as the veil that separates the living from the dead. Such an occasion warrants a hauntingly beautiful dress, and so mine is soft as moss and swirls with Celtic knots. Imbolc has always been my favorite festival, a time to reflect on winter and welcome emerald springs with all the might of a banshee wail. And tonight, back in Ireland, I'll let my voice ring as loud as I want. See, I come from a family of storytellers, and one of our Imbolc traditions is to stay up until the wee hours and spin stories of ghosts and fae folk. For my turn, I am bursting at the screams to share all the fun and frights that we had this past Scaremester at Monster High. Then we have Mattel and Monster High Fang Club. Side of the box. Up top, we have a window. And then on the bottom, JHK54. And that is Scarah Screams in her box. Let's go ahead and set her free. Alright, let's get Scarah out of this box. This is my first Scarah doll, so I'm very excited. So, she comes with a certificate of authenticity. It's not one of the thicker cards, but it does have a signature. This certifies that your Monster High Scarah Screams doll materialized through the collaborative efforts of designers and artists at Mattel, signed by the one and only Annalise Lau. I love Annalise's work, so I'm so happy that she got another doll. With how many collectors they put out, we're so bombarded with Rebecca's work. And like, Rebecca does put out some good work, but lately it's just not been going well for this collector group. The teases at SDCC were amazing. It's such a breath of fresh air compared to what we've been getting so far this year. Obviously, Shorty is darling, but aside from that, my personal favorite of recent releases, we haven't really gotten a hard-hitting collector since Xenomorph. But we were pleasantly surprised at SDCC. It's just, we get so much of Rebecca's work that I just wish either we slow down on the Skelectors or we replace some of these Skelector releases with releases from the other designers. Give them a chance to shine. But yeah. Scarah comes with a saddle stand. I'm probably the only person in the community that likes saddle stands. I'm probably insane. But yeah, she has a saddle stand and a thigh clip to kind of help stabilize her on the stand. And it has just a plain black Monster High base. Alright, here's the back of Scarah's box without her in it. It's a nice little forest scene, and we've got some sound waves all throughout. Kind of like Scarah was screaming, obviously. It's in her name. Alright, let's take a closer look at Scarah. She is absolutely darling upon first look. This veil, I absolutely love it. There's tree branches, birds, just, there's so much detail just on the veil alone. And it's such a nice material too. We've got some ribbons. It's stitched in some places to kind of give it a bit more shape. It's got this light green lace trim all along the edges. And then on top of the veil on her head is this gray headband. My only critique is that I wish the headband and earrings were chrome, like more of a metallic silver. But other than that, they have some nice detail on them. The earrings have screaming faces on them, and then the headband has a screaming banshee face. Her bangs are gelled. I don't think I'm gonna brush the gel out though. I kind of like the shape it's in. But her eyes, instead of the plain white she had 10 years ago, they're actually shaded on the outer corners to kind of give it more dimension. And her lip is this nice green. I guess for Scarah, it would probably be more of a darker nude tone for her. It would probably be like if I were to wear hot pink lipstick, that would be her equivalent. She has this green ribbon choker. I know a lot of people were comparing it to the children's horror story about the girl with the green ribbon around her neck, and she never takes it off until the day she dies, when her partner asks her to take it off, and she does, and her head falls off. So some people were kind of assuming it was a callback to that. I'm not completely sure if that was Annalise's intention. For me, it more or less reminded me of like what Cinderella wears, that thick choker she wears. My first thought wasn't the girl with the green ribbon. I just thought of it as a nice thick choker. But her dress has this Celtic design on it. We've got screaming mouths, skulls, and these mean-looking eyes kind of all hidden in the design. The dress is very soft. It's actually a fuzzy-ish material, and it's also giving very, I want to say 60s, maybe late 50s, 60s, like the mod style. And then she's got these mesh sleeves in a very sparkly green. Like, it's not glitter, but the material itself is kind of shimmery. You can kind of see it with the way the light's catching it. And then she's got these green fishnets. I don't know if there's fishnets. No, they're probably just sheer tights. Yeah, it's not a fishnet, it's just a sheer tight. And then she's got these green flats with banshee faces and these, like, smoke for her object heel. And then in the smoke we have screaming faces. Because, of course, banshee. And then, of course, the smoke does come off, and it can just look like she's in flats and floating on her stand. I like the look of the smoke, so I'm going to leave them on. They're currently rubber banded, and I kind of don't want to touch it because I'm not going to be able to redo it. But yeah, there's a lot of detail in just this one simple outfit. Like, if you take the veil away, it is a very simple outfit alone by itself. It's very simple, but there's still a lot of detail. And then you add the veil, and it kind of amplifies the look just a little more. It looks like if you don't like the way that the veil is laying, you can trim these threads out, like take a seam ripper and just very delicately cut it out, and you can have the veil out more because it's just held together with these little green threads. So if you don't like the shape, you can take it out, but I like the shape it's in. It kind of gives her a bit more of a rounder silhouette, because the dress itself is very just straight line, form-fitting. So the veil, the way it is right now, really adds some shape to it. But yeah, this is such a darling doll. I love it. I'm so happy to have another Annalise design to add to my collection, because I absolutely love Annalise's work. She's probably my favorite designer on the team currently. Everything she puts out is a hit for me. I love it. So yeah, that is Scarah Screams, the Fang Club exclusive doll for 2026. Let me go ahead and get her on her stand, all posed and pretty, and we will give her her 360, and then I will be right back with you guys. Alright, so that is all I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and let me know. If you'd like to see more content between now and my next video, you can check out all of my socials, linked in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I can't wait to see you on my next video, and remember, don't be afraid to be yourself. Bye!